everyone. I'm Danielle from Avon Park, Florida. Welcome to Kids Sabbath School Review.
Thank you for that awesome welcome. Hello from me, everyone. My name is Rich Aguilera, and I'm so glad that you're joining me again for our Sabbath School Review for the week of February 27, 2021. Of course, the lesson title for this week is called The Rock and the Sand. I think I remember this story. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes when we go outside. That's going to be awesome. Of course, hopefully you guys are following along every single week in your lesson if you have the paper version. If you don't have the paper version, fear not. The internet is here to save us. You can catch it online at gracelink.net/primary and read along there throughout the whole week. Memorize your memory verse, of course, and follow along with all the action. All right, so we'll get to the story in a few minutes, but of course right now it is time for us to check out this week's brain teaser. What do I have up my sleeve today for you? All right, this week's is tricky. You've been warned. Are you ready? Here we go. Let me read it for you. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? What's orange and sounds like a parrot? Okay, you think about that one. I'll reveal the answer towards the end of our time together. Hopefully you can figure it out. Feel free to ask around and see if you get some ideas. In the meantime, though, of course, we must continue forward. And the next thing we're going to do, of course, is check out this week's artifact. What do we have today? I've got something pretty cool that I brought back from Italy. Let me show it to you. Whoa! Isn't that cool? It's a little statue. And then here at the front it says Caesar. An emperor. Wow. A Caesar from Italy. What's that gonna be about? Well, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but we'll talk about that when we go out for a ride in the Jeep. For now, though, it's time to jump into the lesson study, and of course that means we always start with our memory verse for this week, which hopefully you guys are always memorizing. This week's should be nice and easy because it's really short, and that's okay. So for our memory verse today, we're going to be going to Ria in Modesto, California. In the event that you don't know where that is, maybe you do. I do because my parents actually used to live just down the street from there. Modesto, California. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, awesome. We know where Modesto is. Let's now go for the verse.
Hi, my name is Ria, and I live in Modesto, California. Here is today's memory verse. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. Psalms 18, verse 2. Bye!
Awesome. Thank you so much. And now it's time for you guys to practice reciting it. So I'll say it first. You guys repeat it. Are you ready? Here we go. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. Psalm 18:2. Awesome. Good job, you guys. Memorize that. Like I said, nice and short and sweet this week. It's time for us to head outside, though. Are you ready? I am. I love going outside. Let's go. Our story this week is about a story that Jesus told in the Bible. It's kind of cool. So, Jesus would go around to different towns and he'd be teaching, and people would just kind of line up maybe on the side of a hill, and they're just so eager to listen to his stories because they were so important on how we live our lives. Now, on this particular story that our lesson talks about this week, Jesus tells about a man who wanted to build a house. Cool, building a house, awesome. First thing to figure out is, where am I going to build my house? So the man in the story decides to build his house on a rock. He wanted it up high on a solid rock, right on top of the rock. And he wanted to make sure that he was up high and far away from any water, any oceans or fast-moving rivers or whatever. So the next thing is, of course, he got all his tools together and he got his materials together and he took them to the job site, and he's building this awesome, strong house. And when he finished, it was an awesome and strong house because it was also built on a solid foundation. The foundation is the bottom part where the house sits on. Every building really needs a very strong, solid foundation. In a house, maybe where you live, it's the basement or a crawl space or a big, thick concrete slab. This is what holds the house up, and it's so important to make sure your house doesn't fall down. You have to have it on a strong foundation. And what happens in the story, probably, the man had his house and, the winds came and the rain came and the flooding came, and it didn't matter because he had built his house on a strong foundation. So all those bad things could come his way, didn't matter. He was ready. He had his house on a strong foundation. He was happy. Jesus said in the story that we need to have our life built on a strong foundation. And he's saying, I am the foundation. Build your house on me. And he made another half of the story because he said there was a second man that wanted to build a house too. And he gave the example of this man who built his house. He was looking for a place to build it, but he chose instead to build it on sand, which, sand moves around and washes around easily. And he built it near water. And he built the same nice, strong house, but it wasn't on a good foundation. So even though he finished this awesome, strong house, when the storms came, when the hard times came, the wind and the flooding, the house fell. That's what Jesus is trying to tell us. We have to build our lives on something strong, and that something strong is God. Jesus is inviting us to build our lives on the foundation, which is God. I want to do that. I think you want to do it too. It leads me to our special phrase this week. I am joyful when I build my life on Jesus. Let's do that and never forget. Hey, let's go for a ride in the Jeep. Snow's starting to melt, so spring is around the corner. Let's go. One of my favorite places to visit in Europe is definitely got to be Italy. Italy's such a cool country, really beautiful countryside. The people are really nice. There's some cool buildings and locations and landscapes, and mountains and hills, and a lot of really cool history, especially architecture, which is what I had studied. The history of buildings and stuff, I love studying all that. So one of the most important and really architecturally important cities in Italy is Rome. That's the capital. And I've been to Rome several times, and one of those times that I went, I bought that little statue that I showed you right there in my office. It was cool because it was a great reminder of Rome and the glory days when the Caesars were in charge or all that stuff. Of course, since I studied architecture, I would study a lot of those famous buildings, and every time I went, I loved to go see the St. Peter's Basilica, the Pantheon, the Roman Forum, and hang out at the Spanish Steps, go to Trevi Fountain, really cool stuff. But I would have to say that probably of all those cool, amazing things to see there, the most favorite one for me was to visit the Colosseum. It's like this huge oval stadium, and it's like almost 2,000 years old. It is so cool, and it's huge, and you can climb around and go to the bottom and go to, a little higher up. It is really an amazing and huge structure. And like I said, it's hard to believe it's still standing there after almost 2,000 years. When I was studying in architecture school, we had to learn about the importance of the foundation. And when I learned about the Roman Colosseum there, I found out that they really went out of their way to make sure that the foundation of the Colosseum was very, very strong. And you know what? Since it's still there today, I think that's a pretty good way of knowing that they must have built a really good foundation. When it's there after 2,000 years, that's pretty cool. Remember, build the foundation of your life on Jesus. Hey, let's check and see what Dusty and Feather are up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it doesn't matter if your eyes are blue, brown, hazel, or green, we're just glad to see you! Welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show!
Hello everyone, my name is Dusty. And hello from me too, my name is Feather, and we're so glad that you're joining us here today on the show. Oh yes, we are, Feather. We look forward to this every single week. On Mondays, I tell Feather, I can't wait to see the kids again. Yep, and I reply, Dusty, me too. We just have to make sure that we have a great show for them and tell them about another one of God's amazing creatures. I remember you saying that. Well, before we tell the kids about our amazing creature of the week, it's time for shout-outs! I love this part, and I'll start us off today with a colossally huge shout-out to my friend Henry in Los Angeles, California. Hello, Henry, surrounded by all those angels. That's just the name of the city, Dusty. Oh, right. Oh, although he does have his guardian angel with him. That is true. Our next shout out this week goes to Carolyn, Lily, and Jonah from Kissimmee, Florida. Awesome! All the way to the other side of the country. Ooh, and our final shout out this week is to Amy and Thomas C. from Fiskdale, Massachusetts. Happy Sabbath to all of you! And to everyone else too. That's right. Feather, we're so blessed to know so many cool kids. Oh, yes, we are. I often wonder about them. Oh, really? What do you wonder about? Oh, I just wonder what they like to put on their nachos. That's it? Toppings? Oh, Feather, you can learn a lot about someone by what they put on their nachos. Did you just make that up? Yeah, totally. I'm really hungry, so I thought if I just talked about nachos, maybe it would help. Is it working? Not even a little. That's what I figured. How about we just talk about our animal of the week? Maybe getting your mind to think about something else will help. Awesome! Well, what animal are we talking about? Today's creature is the termite. The termite? Really? Yep. Come on, let's go outside. Okay. This is a termite mound. Wow. So termites build those? Yep. That's amazing. What do they make it out of? I knew you were gonna ask. They're made of clay, and their saliva, and their poop. Are you serious? That's so cool! Cool? Yeah, in a kind of strange kind of way. They're so big. They must be built very strong. That they are. They can easily be over 20 feet tall, and over 1 million termites can live in one mound. Wow, that is a serious termite apartment building. They must have huge nacho kitchens in there. No nacho kitchens, Dusty. How sad. How do they know how to build them even? I know they didn't go to school. Nope, God created them that way. That's also why Jesus told that story about building your house on solid ground. Oh, that's right. That's what I want to do. I want to build my whole life on Jesus. Me too. Feather, do you think the kids want to also? I'm pretty sure, Dusty. Those kids love Jesus. Awesome! Then we're all clear. All clear? All clear for what? What else? To go get nachos! Bye, everyone!
Okay, thank you so much, Dusty and Feather. It's now time for the KSSR news. 2 things that I wanted to tell you guys about. First of all, if you go to my main website, it's www.onemustardseed.com. There is a place, if you scroll down, that talks about an exciting project that I started about a year ago, but we had to put it on pause. Let me explain. A lot of people ask me sometimes, Rich, we love all those adventures that you go on all over the world. We love all those videos. We wish we could go with you on one of those. Well, we thought about it for a long time, and that is exactly what we're doing. So I'm working with 3ABN right now to create a cool, on-location adventure reality show where we take a group of families and we go to a place like Costa Rica and we have this amazing adventure. And every day we're like ziplining and in a cave and whitewater rafting. And it's a cool kind of week-long travel adventure while we are doing some cool worships. We're having some exciting family times. And of course, we're recording this show for 3ABN. We had to put it on pause because of COVID, but as soon as we get a green light to move forward, we hope to get that show going. So what I'm just letting you guys know about right now is we do have a sign-up sheet. So people just want to get information about it and be put on the list. Go to our website, onemustardseed.com, and just scroll down. You'll see the link right there. Fill out the form. I'll get you on the list. And the moment we know something to go forward on this show, you will be notified about it. So the second thing I wanted to remind you guys about today is simply, if you scroll down just right here on this page, there's a place there where you guys can sign up to participate in this show. Lots of stuff you can do. You can do the prayer and the welcome and the Bible verse, all those kind of things. We love to get you guys involved, so continue to sign up right there, and we'll be in touch with you soon about that. That's it for now. It is time to go to Game Show. This is where we check and see how much you remember about all the stuff we've been talking about today in this week's lesson. Of course, I'm going to ask you 5 whole questions right now. If you know the answer, just shout it out and wake up all those termites, even the ones over there in Australia. Just be nice and loud. Help everybody in the house know that you know the answers, because you've been studying the lesson. Okay, are you ready to get going? Here we go with question number 1. Our Bible verse this week says that God is my what? That's right, rock. Awesome. I love that. All right, let's go to question number 2. True or false? The Bible story is about a man who was building a church. That's right, false. It's about a man who was building a house. Just put on the rock and on the side. Okay, you guys are paying attention. Let's check out question number 3. In our story this week, who is supposed to be the rock? That's right, God is the rock. Awesome. All right, we're on number 4. Here we go. What is the name of that big oval stadium that we talked about in Rome? That's right, the Colosseum. Very cool. All right, we're down to our last question. Question number 5. Here we go. Termite mounds are made of clay, termite poop, and what else? That's right, termite saliva. Just, hey, drool on that for me, will you? I don't know. All right, good job, you guys. I think you guys got all 5 of those. Nicely done. All right, it's time to check into our brain teaser. That was a tricky one today, and when I tell you the answer, you're going to even think it was even trickier than you thought. Are you ready? Let me repeat the brain teaser for you so you can have one last chance to think about it. Here we go. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? The answer? A carrot. Sounds like a parrot? A carrot? It rhymes. Get it? That was tricky. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Oh, goes to show you how sneaky we can be some weeks. Maybe you can get next week. Maybe you got this week, so I don't know. All right, it's time for What's It? What is it? I don't know. Maybe you do know. You know what? Last week, a lot of you guys didn't know. All right, but before I get to that, let me remind you again of what the What's It was last week. Here it is. Okay. Interesting. What is that? The answer, that is salt. Yes, salt. Super zoomed in, of course. The funny thing is only 24 of you guys, 24% of you guys got it right last week. That's pretty bad. So that was clearly a very sneaky one. Of course, we're not getting A's or B's or anything. We're just having fun guessing, right? Wow, that was hard. Let's see if we can improve on the 24 this week. So maybe I'll give you an easier one this week. All right, let's see how you do. Here's this week's What's It? Okay. Well, that's an interesting one. Okay, well, you guys can think about that all week long. Don't forget to scroll down, make your guesses so that we can see how many of you guys got it right next week. Okay, it's time to move on to our mission project. Oh, I've got a good one for you this week because you have to kind of go outside. And what I want you guys to do is to find a rock. It could be a stone, it could be smooth. Smooth would be better. Bring it inside. You can clean it up if you want, especially if it has dirt and junk on it. And I want you to find a marker. It could be a Sharpie or anything that you can use to write on the rock. And I simply want you to write on the rock, God is my rock. That's what our lesson's teaching this week. And I want you to take a picture with your rock and post it on our Facebook group page. And of course, you can keep the rock for yourself. Put it in a place in your room that will remind you every day that you see it, that God is my rock. And this week, of course, like all the other weeks, I'm always looking for somebody to give the Mission Project prize to. This week is no different. But what is different this week is the prize. This week, I'm going to give away another little red Jeep. Oh, so I want to see a lot of pictures on there of you and your rock that says God is my rock. Alrighty, look forward to seeing those in a few more days. Good job, keep up the good work. Well, it's time to wrap up our time together. Man, some days it just goes by so fast, but that's okay. Our prayer time this week as we end is going to be brought to us by Levi and Owen. Let's go to them now.
Hi, I'm Levi, and we're from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Hi, I'm Owen, and please bow your heads for prayer. Dear Jesus, thank you for today, and please help you to come to heaven. Please help you to come to heaven on a cloud someday, and take us there on the same cloud you're riding on. And thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you that we are all part of your family. Thank you that we can live with you forever once we get to heaven. Thank you for every single thing you've done for us in your life. Thank you that Mr. Rich is providing for all of the kids out there. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Levi and Owen. Don't forget our special phrase of this week. I am joyful when I build my life on Jesus. I hope you do the same thing. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care, and God bless.